Another strong African uprising. Could this be a revolution happening in Togo? In the streets of Lomé, a new generation is refusing to be silenced. And in Togo's capital today, fueled by frustration and courage, the youth are saying loud and clear, it's time for change. As the flames of resistance rise from Kenya to Togo, one truth becomes undeniable. Africa's youth are done waiting. But the question now is, will this fire spark real freedom, or will it be crushed like so many before it? Stay with us as we dive deep into the heart of Togo's uprising, because what's happening there isn't just about Togo. It's about the future of African democracy, and the world is watching.
Welcome to AfriPlus News Channel, your #1 destination for bold, intelligent, and deeply relevant African news analysis that many mainstream media outlets shy away from. If you believe in real African voices, true African stories, and fearless truth-telling, then you're in the right place. Please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement fuels the mission. Let's get into today's deeply pressing development, the unfolding situation in Togo. Today, the streets of Lomé and other major cities in Togo echo with chants of a desperate generation. Young people have taken to the streets, not for bread, not for jobs, but for something even more fundamental, freedom. The kind of freedom they've never known. For decades, a single family has ruled the nation with an iron grip. The father, Gnassingbé Adema, ruled for 38 years. His son, Faouargue Gnassingbé, has been in power since 2005. That's over half a century under one family. Is this the definition of democracy, or is this a cleverly masked dictatorship? How long can a people be expected to tolerate recycled leadership in a system that is supposed to be based on the will of the people? If you were born in Togo after 1967, you've never known another family outside the Gnassingbé dynasty in power. Does that still sound like democracy to you? Let us know in the comments. How do you define democracy in modern Africa? But something fascinating happened recently. The youth of Kenya shook their nation. They marched, they protested, they demanded answers. And the shockwaves from Nairobi are now being felt thousands of kilometers away in Togo. The Togolese youth have watched, learned, and now they're rising. This is no coincidence. Across the continent, African youths are watching each other and discovering a collective strength. The walls of fear that held previous generations silent are now crumbling. This is not just protest. This could be the beginning of a regional awakening. Could this be Africa's second liberation? Could the youth of Togo, like those in Kenya, be building the blueprint for a new democratic era across the continent? Or will their voices, once again, be drowned by bullets and silence? Have you noticed this new wave of African youth resistance? Drop a comment and tell us what you think is really going on in Africa right now. Let's be clear, the problem in Togo didn't start yesterday. It is deeply rooted in decades of power consolidation. While other African countries have experimented with transitions of power, Togo has remained in a political time capsule. For many Togolese, elections are nothing more than a formality, an exercise in public relations for the ruling elite. Over 50 years of the same ruling family, what does that do to the psyche of a people? What does that tell a young graduate with no job, watching the same names dominate both government and opportunity? At what point does endurance become enslavement? And how long will the continent keep pretending that dictatorship in the cloak of democracy is acceptable? Can the continent afford to stay silent while dynasties mock the dreams of African youth? We want to hear your thoughts. Should Africa introduce term limit enforcement at the regional level? Now the big question. Can the Togolese youth succeed where their predecessors failed? Can a population that has been systemically suppressed rise above fear and demand a new era? Let's not forget, this is not just about elections. It's about jobs, about justice, about dignity. The youth are demanding a country that works for everyone, not just the few at the top. But they face enormous odds. Security forces loyal to the regime, a media landscape controlled by the government, and a history of brutal crackdowns. So how do you sustain a protest in a country where bullets often answer questions? How do you push back against a system designed to crush dissent? Should African youth across the continent stand in solidarity with their brothers and sisters in Togo? Could continental unity be the secret to winning back our future? What we are witnessing in Togo may not be an isolated event. From Senegal to Sudan, from Kenya to Burkina Faso, African youth are rising. They are tired of being told to wait your turn while the continent bleeds. They are tired of old men and their broken promises. This might just be the start of something bigger, a coordinated awakening across the continent, a movement led by the young for the young, not just against corruption and dictatorship, but against the entire system that normalizes oppression. So we ask again, is this just a protest? Or are we watching the early flames of a revolution? Do you think this generation has the courage and clarity to lead Africa into a new dawn? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters. In conclusion, Togo is at a crossroads, but so is the entire continent. The courage of the Togolese youth reminds us that Africa still has fighters, still has dreamers, still has believers in democracy, justice, and freedom. But the question is, will the continent rise with them or abandon them to fight alone? We leave you with this thought. If not now, when? If not us, who? We want to hear from you. Respectfully drop your opinions in the comment section. What do you think the future holds for Togo? Could this be the spark that ignites a new fire across Africa? Please support us by subscribing, sharing this video, and joining our channel membership to help us keep doing what many fear to do. And if you appreciate our work, consider giving us a super thanks. Your support empowers us to continue telling the stories that matter. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on publicly available information, news reports, and social developments at the time of production. AfriPlus News Channel does not promote violence, partisanship, or hate speech. All viewers are encouraged to independently verify facts and contribute to discussions with civility and respect. Thank you for watching. This is AfriPlus News, where the African voice is never silenced.